Gladstone Road, Eleuthera residents strutting for a cause, and thousands of youngsters will hit the streets in a few hours to trick and get a sweet treat. We'll tell you what you can do to stay safe. Don't you move. The Bahamas Tonight Weekend Edition starts right now.
Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
Good evening and welcome to the Sunday edition of the Bahamas Tonight. I'm LaDawn Davis. The Atlantic Caribbean Union Mission of Seventh-day Adventists held the official opening and dedication of its new regional headquarters on Gladstone Road this afternoon. The state-of-the-art edifice was started in May and built in a record 5 months at a cost of just under $1 million. The ACMU was established last year. This came about. The denomination has grown tremendously. Churches in New Providence, Cayman Islands, and the Turks and Caicos fall under the union. Prior to this, the Bahamas Conference reported to Jamaica. Union President Dr. Leonard Johnson thanked the government for its support in this venture. He says it could not have happened without the help of the government and the oversight of Prime Minister Hubert Ingram.
I appreciated his patience, his understanding, and we requested Crown land in order to build this edifice. The Prime Minister said that he will look into it. And within a short period, we got a call, and it was now a reality. This land on which this new edifice stands has been given to us, or has been leased to us, by the government of the Bahamas.
The regional headquarters will serve as the base for churches and schools in the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. Prime Minister Ingram commended the Adventists for their stellar work on the new building. He noted their important contributions to national development through spiritual and civic programs like the Pathfinders. Mr. Ingram said their partnership will be more important now than ever as the Bahamas seeks to get past its current social challenges.
That mission is to promote a culture of peace and nonviolence, a culture of mutual well-being and fellowship, a culture of life and respect for the giver of life. In this spirit, it is encouraging that your faith ministry and social outreach programs resonate with so many of our citizens. I encourage you to share your initiatives on healthy lifestyles and faith-based practices, and to do so in collaboration with other faith and community-based groups, as well as in public-private partnership.
Also on hand at Sunday's launch was opposition leader Perry Christie, who highlighted the important mark the Adventists continue to make to education in the Bahamas.
Whether it's the Northern Caribbean University, and I admonish you to ensure that this new union would have reflected in the membership or enrollment of the university a fair amount of our nationals from our respective territories. Secondly, the work you do at the primary and secondary level in our country. That is where characters are molded, and most certainly I look forward to your continuing to work in this very significant area in our country.
The massive road upgrades in New Providence are part of the government's commitment to not only improve communities in the capital, but stimulate economic growth. For example, Prime Minister Ingram says to encourage new ventures in Southwestern District, the government continues to upgrade critical infrastructure from roadworks to CCTV.
Already the Carmichael commercial area is more conveniently connected to the northern coastline by means of the Myla-Butler Highway, and continuing on to the soon-to-be-named New Providence Highway onto West Bay Street at Sanders Beach. With the completion of road works and utility upgrade on Blue Hill Road, access to downtown Nassau will similarly become more hassle-free for residents and businesses located here. And I might say that we hope to be able to have a relatively easy driving from here along Blue Hill Road up to Tonique Darling Highway before the busy Christmas season begins.
And for you motorists out there, listen up. There's a full road closure at the West Bay Street roundabout near the Sheraton Resort. The street will be closed from 7 this evening to 5 in the morning. All hotels and businesses can be accessed by the West Bay Street roundabout at Goodman's Bay. Tourism Minister Vincent Vanderpool Wallace speaking with the media recently about the cruise ship sector. He said while it does not account for room occupancy in the country, the business they are trying to bring to our shores continues to grow.
It's incremental spend. You see, this is part of it. They may not spend that much money compared to a land-based visitor, but that is incremental spend that would not have been in society if it weren't here. And there's a very important point that people seem to get very emotional about, but they don't think about it. The spending of the cruise ship passenger is concentrated in a very small area. You take that out, and all of a sudden, so it's not the average spend that matters, it's the total spend compared to the people who benefit from it. That is a significant point. So the cruise, the taxi drivers that benefit from it, the hair braiders that benefit from it, the shopkeepers that benefit from it, the straw vendors that benefit from it. You take that away and have them rely only on people who are staying in the hotels, and you'll see a dramatic difference in the incomes of those people.
Vanderpool Wallace says a number of cruises coming this way are Bahamian-only cruises. He says this formula continues to put the Bahamas at an advantage.
That's the cruise ship's trick, by the way. People drive to the port nowadays, get on board the ship, and as far as they're concerned, it's the lowest cost access to buy a product that they love, which is called the Bahamas. If we find a way to lower the cost of access to the Bahamas, that makes an enormous difference immediately, and that's why Companion Fly Free and things of this kind is really we've been focusing our efforts to make sure that the cost of access is as low as possible. Because the problem is when you start tackling the things on the ground, if you begin to lower taxes, that means there are taxes that you are relying on for social services and education that you